We're going to come in, use our 1 onto the Scylla. We get ulted by Jing. We get rooted. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate, get the stun onto the Scylla. Keep landing basics. We're able to get the pick onto the Scylla. We're going to go ahead try to get some Frostbound procs onto this Jing. Qin is able to get the pick. Now we're going to stick to Danzabora. We switched to our 1, so we're blocking his basic attacks. And our Apollo is able to get the pick onto Danzabora. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we're doing a skin showcase for the Radiant Heroine Bellona skin. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, Bellona just recently received some buffs. I think that's going to help her out a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be game breaking. She's still kind of middle of the bunch in terms of warriors. So let's go ahead and jump into her kit. Bellona's 1, Shield Bash. Bellona dashes forward and bashes with her shield, dealing damage and slowing enemies. Bellona gains 1 stack of block for each enemy god hit. Blocks absorb all damage from a single basic attack and reflect a portion of the damage around her. Bellona then makes basic attacks with sword and shield until she has not taken or dealt damage in the last 7 seconds. Every 3 successful basic attacks, she gains another stack of block and can have up to 3 stacks. The block reflect is going to reflect 30% of the damage. The slow is going to be 15% at level 1 and 35% at level 5 for 2 seconds. Bellona's 2, Bludgeon. Bellona summons a hammer and spins, hitting all enemies around her, then smashing it forward in an overhand attack. Each enemy god hit in the spin increases the damage of the overhand attack. Bellona now makes basic attacks with her hammer until she has not taken or dealt damage in the last 7 seconds. Every hammer attack hits all enemies in melee range and only benefits from 33% of Bellona's total lifesteal. Whenever you spin around and hit an enemy god, it's going to increase the overhand attack by 25% per enemy god hit. Bellona's 3, Scourge. Bellona summons a Scourge dealing damage to all enemies in a line attack. Enemies hit are disarmed and cannot make basic attacks. Bellona now makes basic attacks with a Scourge until she has not dealt or taken damage in the last 7 seconds. Basic attacks have an extended range of 4, and every 3rd attack heals Bellona. At level 1 the healing is 25, and then at level 5 the healing is 45. The disarm duration is 1.4 seconds at level 1, 2.2 seconds at level 5. Bellona's ultimate, Eagle's Rally. Bellona jumps into the air and then plants a Roman flag, granting protections and increased power to allied gods. Enemies directly under where the flag is planted takes damage and are stunned for 1 second. Allies are going to gain 15 protections at level 1, 35 protections at level 5. They're going to gain 20 physical power at level 1, 60 physical power at level 5. They're going to gain 35 magical power at level 1, 75 magical power at level 5, and the flag duration is going to be 8 seconds. And finally, Bellona's passive, Master of War. Upon giving or receiving hits from basic attack, Bellona gains protections and movement speed for 7 seconds. She can have a maximum of 5 stacks. She's going to gain 5 protection per stack and 3 movement speed per stack. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1 we want to put a point into her 2, level 2 put a point into her 3, level 3 put a point into her 1, then we want to put another point into her 2 at level 4, put a point into her ultimate. Then we want to max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 2, and max out our 3, then max out our 1. We're going against a Loki in lane, so we should have some higher base protections than him. That should be a little bit helpful. We're going to go ahead, use our 2 on the wave, and then use the hammer to clear the minions, try to group them up. We're going to go ahead and use our 1 onto this Loki, apply a slow, slam the hammer on him. Keep basic attacking him. We're definitely winning this trade, so we want to keep fighting into it. Looks like he's backing. Could be a very good thing or a very bad thing. I think he's coming back with tier 3 boots, which means he's going to have a power advantage on us. We're going to go ahead and rotate to our blue buff. We left Fountain with Warrior's Blessing, a health chalice, and 5 health potions. This should allow us to get enough money for the tier 3 boots. We'll have enough sustain to hang around in lane and get the 1550 that we need. We just hit level 5. Loki's a level 4. So right here, he has wave advantage. We're getting a little aggressive. Loki's here. We're going to go ahead and use our 2. He's chunking us. Minions here. He has advantage. We're going to use our ultimate to get away. He hit level 5 and he uses his ultimate to get the pick on us. So we check and he did have the tier 3 boots. So that was a bad fight for us to take. Whenever we pushed up in lane, he had wave advantage, was able to clear the final minions. We had the minions attacking us and him attacking us with more power than we have. So that was a little bit of a misplay from us. We should have just sat under tower, cleared that wave, and then backed instead of trying to be aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the attack speed boots. Bellona does really well in an attack speed build. Go ahead and use our 2, start clearing the wave. Loki's here. We're going to pop a health chalice, try to regen a little bit of health. We want to get on him and keep using basic attacks. That's where we're going to win this trade. And we're able to return the pick and get the pick onto Loki. We're thinking about backing, but there's a wave right here. Pele's here. She uses her ultimate. We're going to go ahead and just ult away. Pele's going to run into jungle. We're going to clear this wave and then back. We don't want to back when there's a wave in lane, or else we're going to miss a lot of gold and XP. So we're going to go ahead and back by the tier 1 of Berserker shield. This is going to give us some physical protections and allow us to trade with Loki a little bit better in lane.
Enemy missing middle, careful. That's too bad.
I think this skin is pretty cool on Bellona. I don't think it's anything special, but I think it's a solid skin. We're going to go ahead and make our way to lane before trying to get our blue buff. If we went for a blue buff, we would have missed out on this XP. Now we're going to hit our blue buff. So the recent buffs to Bellona, they increased some of the benefits you get from your ultimate, and they also increase the duration that your basic attack stances. It's not really stances, but whenever you use a basic attack from either the 1, 2, or 3, or right after the 1, 2, and 3, you're going to have 7 seconds. It was 5 seconds, so it would always time out before you could make it from lane to a camp. We're going to stick with our 3, go ahead and use our ultimate. He uses his ultimate, we're going to dash away. We hit him with our 2, that does a lot of damage. If we can land another 2 on him, we should be able to get the pick. But at the same time, if he lands his 3 on us, we're going to go down, so we got to play this very carefully.
Be right back. Okay. Gank right lane.
Use our 1 to get in there. We miss our 2 on him.
Careful left. Ultimate is ready.
Ooh, he almost got us. We're going to keep attacking with our 3. We're going to use our 2. Unfortunately, we miss. We tag him with our 1, though. While he's invisible, he's immune to slows. So we're seeing an immune pop up. That's going to tell us where he is and also tell us that we hit him. Zanzibar is on his way over, so we're going to kind of act like bait. We don't really need to push, or else we might go down right here. But if we can keep him around lane, Zanzibar is here, and Zanzibar is able to get the pick. Good rotation from our jungler. Allowed us to kind of just sit and wait for him to arrive. We didn't really have to try to pressure the Loki right there. The 2 is so good at clearing lane. We're going to go ahead and start working on our blue buff. We are out of potions from the health chalice and our other potions, so we do want to back here pretty soon. We almost have enough money for the tier 3 Berserker shield. We're going to use our 2 to clear the wave. Loki's here. Not really looking to fight right now. He probably has an item advantage because he backed more recently than us. We have enough money for Berserker Shield, so we're going to go ahead and back and pick it up. Berserker Shield is going to provide us 40 physical power, 30 physical protections, 20% attack speed, and 10% penetration. It has a passive that if you drop below 40% HP, you become Berserk for 5 seconds. While you're Berserk, you're going to gain 20 physical power and 20% attack speed. Great item on Bellona. It gives us power, gives us protections, gives us attack speed, and it also gives us percent penetration. Ooh, we hit a lot. We're going to use our ultimate, hit a basic, he uses his ultimate, we're under tower, so we're going to just fall back right here. We might have been able to get super aggressive. Athena teleports in. Loki's still hanging around. If we can get Athena to dive, yep, there she goes. She taunts him out of invisibility, and we're able to get the pick onto the Loki. We're going to go ahead and start hitting this Totem of Q. We definitely need to pop one of our health chalices. There it goes. While there's nobody in lane to challenge us, we're going to use our 3 to kind of heal up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and rotate to our blue buff. We should be rotating to our blue buff. It looks like we're going to check the enemy blue buff, which is not there. Our blue buff is up. We're going to clear one more wave and then make a play for that. We're going to go ahead and rotate in, get our blue. The blue buff is going to provide us some MP5, so we're going to recover mana at a faster rate. And it's also going to provide us 10% cooldown. Jing Ting is here. We're going to save our damaging abilities, try to get a little bit of poke onto him. Loki's also here. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate, just let him know what's up, and then fall back. Athena's coming in. Trying to get a little bit of damage, but we're under tower, so we're going to fall back. We miss our 1, we're going to use our 2, get the bludgeon or the overhand smash onto the Loki. He's got some damage on us, we're going to start falling back. Looks like Jing is also here. Looks like Pele's here as well. We're in a little bit of trouble. Jing uses his ultimate, throws us back into the Pele and the Loki, and they're able to get the pick on us. We overstayed a little bit too long right there. We were pretty weak. We didn't have any potions, and instead of falling back, we kind of tried to be aggressive, which was not the play because 2 people rotated in and were able to get the pick on us. So after you go into Berserker Shield, this is kind of a flex item. You can build a lot of different options right here. This game, we're going into Frostbound Hammer. I think that the Stone Cutting Sword is also an excellent item on Bellona. That's going to really help you win your lane trade. But this game, we're going against a Loki, and he's not necessarily trying to directly fight us. So I think Frostbound Hammer is going to be a little bit more impactful. You could also go into something like the Sledge. You could possibly go into Aussie. I think Frostbound is going to be the most helpful this game. Stone Cutting Sword is going to be probably the strongest item you could slot in right here, though. We're going to go ahead and pick up our blue buff. Rotate back to lane. Jing's here. We're going to start trying to get some basics onto him. Loki's probably going to pop up any second now. Pele's here. We use our ultimate to avoid the knockup. We're able to get the pick onto the Pele. Jing ults us. We kind of fight and we realize we're under tower, so it's like nope, nope, nope. So for our second relic, we went into Thorns. I think if you're going into the teleporting glyph, you either want to go into Beads, Thorns, or Blink. They do have a Jing. That's probably the only character we would want to use Beads on. We're going to dash out. Athena just saved our life. We're going to go ahead and back. Loki comes in trying to be super aggressive. We're going to use our 2. We get the hit. We're going to hit him with our 3. And the tower is able to get the pick on him. Love to see that. We were one shot essentially. Even though he didn't land an ability on us, we were still able to survive it and then get the pick onto him. So we have Frostbound online. Frostbound's going to provide us 25 physical power, 300 health. It has a passive that basic attacks reduce movement speed of the enemy by 30%, 20% if it's range, and have their attack speed reduced by 15% for 1.25 seconds. So now whenever we basic attack somebody, we should be able to continuously land basic attacks on them without them being able to run away. Jing Chen is over here again. Now that we have Frostbound, we're going to keep sticking to him. Ideally, whenever we are attacking someone with basic attacks and we have Frostbound, we want to use our 3. It has extended range and it's also going to heal us. Loki's here. At this point, we're kind of okay with fighting into 2 of them. And the minion wave, Athena's going to teleport in onto us. We're going to keep using our basic attacks. That's an ult from Jing Chen. We're getting basic attacks, so we slow him. We use our ultimate, and Athena's able to get the pick. Loki's here. We dash in. The tower just needs 1 poke. We should have gone for the tower before going for the Loki. Go ahead and finish clearing the minion wave. Loki uses his ultimate on us. We thought he did a little loop around. He's still there. Basic, and we're able to get the pick onto the Loki. Danzavora pops up out of nowhere. We're going to use our 3 to disarm him. We're going to start hitting basic attacks onto him. We use our 1. We get a shield from Athena, and we pop our thorns. And Athena is able to get the pick onto Danzavora. Bellona fights into hunters really well. She has the ability to disarm them, and she also has the ability to block their basic attacks with her 1. We're going to go ahead and back. We're just a couple hundred gold short of being able to pick up the Shogun's Kusari.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
I would say try out this build for sure on Bellona. It's a lot of fun. You're really able to bully people. If you feel like the build is failing you, change out the Frostbound Hammer for Stone Cutting Sword. That item is just really nutty. We're going to go ahead and work on stealing the enemy blue buff.
Be right back. Okay.
Right now we have 4 levels on the enemy Loki. We definitely win any fight. We're just trying to stick to him, use our Frostbound. Danzavor is able to ult in. And he's able to get the pick onto Loki.
Your right tower has been destroyed. No problem. Be careful, right. Enemy missing right. On my way.
So right here we see there's a bit of a team fight going on in mid. Instead of rotating over, we decide to push up one more wave. I think it would have been more helpful to just rotate directly over instead of clearing this wave. Because we lose one person, we lose two people, and we almost lose three people. We're going to rotate in from behind. If we had rotated a little bit earlier, we might have been able to save somebody. We're going to come in, use our 1 onto the Scylla. We get ulted by Jing Chan. We get rooted. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate, get the stun onto the Scylla. Keep landing basics. We're able to get the pick onto the Scylla. We're going to go ahead and try to get some Frostbound procs onto this Jing Chan. Qin is able to get the pick. Now we're going to stick to Danzabura. We switched to our 1, so we're blocking his basic attacks, and our Apollo is able to get the pick onto Danzabura. We're going to go ahead and clear this red buff, and we should be able to rotate to gold and pick gold. I have a terrible habit of saying Danzabura instead of Danzaburo. I apologize for that. When attacking Gold Fury, we're going to use our 3, so that way we can get some heals. We have a pretty penny in the pocket, so we're going to go ahead and back, and we're going to pick up the Shogun's Kusari. Shogun's Kusari is going to provide us 60 magical protections, 20 MP5, 10% cooldown, and 20% crowd control reduction. It has a passive that allied gods within 70 units have their attack speed increased by 25%. So that's going to be helpful for our jungler, who is the Danzaburo, and our carry, Apollo. It's also going to benefit us. It provides us 20 MP5, which is the rate at which we recover mana every 5 seconds. And then the 20% crowd control reduction. So if Scylla roots us for 1 second, we're only going to be rooted for 0.8 seconds. Loki's over in mid. We're going to go ahead and just rotate over.
Careful. Yes. Ultimate is ready. Ultimate is ready.
We do a little loop-de-loop, trying to chase this Jing Chan. Got the Frostbound procs, but he's able to jump away. We're going to try to stick to the Scylla. We get targeted by a tower. We use our 2, we're able to get the proc onto her. Right now we're in kind of an awkward position. This is not a great fight for us. Jing Chen uses his ultimate. Somehow he misses us. We're going to try to get the Scylla out of the picture. She uses her dash. We're thinking about ulting. We probably could have ulted right there. We take a lot of damage from her in return. Bad fight. We should definitely fall back right here. We're going to start working on the speed buff as we're falling back. We use our ultimate thinking we would stun the Loki. We only stun the Jing Chen. Right now we're back in our awkward position, which we should not have been. Scylla gets some good damage on us. We pop our thorns, but we didn't have the health to survive that. That was just very bad fight for us. We were hesitant. We wanted to go in, then we pulled out. We wanted to go back in, then we waited. It was from the second that Scylla dashed when we missed our 2, we should have ulted onto her, gotten the pick on her, and then just immediately fallen back unless our team was pushing with us. So after going into Shogun's Kusari, we're going to be going into the Mantle of Discord. Mantle of Discord is going to provide us 60 physical protections, 60 magical protections, 10% cooldown reduction. It as a passive, but if you take damage below 30% health, you unleash a shockwave that stuns all enemies within a range of 20 units for 1 second, and become immune to crowd control effects for 1 second. This can only occur once every 90 seconds. And the enemy team surrenders. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.